Good afternoon, and thank you for joining this edition of Weather Where You Are. Tuning in, streaming, no matter where you're watching from, we're going to dive into the first alert forecast, and certainly there is weather to be had and in this case to be impacted by. So again, I want to thank you for tuning in and for watching. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here with a check of the First Alert forecast here to keep you updated on what we have going on today, and we're going to walk you into the weekend as well. I know it's a weekend where a lot of folks are going to be wanting to get outside, and hopefully we'll keep you ahead of what's going on. Really, it's just a Friday impact. And if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, I want to remind you there are two places you can really reach out here. Number one is on YouTube. We're streaming there right now. Atlanta News First is the account to like and to follow. Or if you just want to be a part of this particular stream, you can reach out there. We'll monitor those questions coming in, answer back, and if I do miss any questions, sometimes there's a delay between when you type and I see. You can always reach out to me on social media as well. Another way we can chat is by texting us, the First Alert team, both news and weather, 470-777-WANF. That's 470-777-9263. So those are the two best ways that you can get clarification on the forecast, get your specific questions answered. If you have anything going on, maybe plan-wise this weekend, and certainly changes are on the way. We're already tracking more rain moving into the south and east. Right now, more mid-south. That's where the main impact is. But this rain is going to be building off to the north and to the northeast, building deeper into the deep south and eventually into the southeast and North Georgia, Metro Atlanta included. Kind of a complicated setup here. And I know we're starting kind of with the big picture right now. But we're going to get down to the neighborhood level here before too long. And this is all because of a little cool front, cold front by definition, even though it's not cold behind it, kind of draped along the Gulf Coast. And within that front, really just south of it, we actually do have two very distinct areas of low pressure. We're just going to draw up the map here for you just because I think it kind of gives credence to just how complicated the forecast is and how there is still a little bit of uncertainty in the first alert forecast. You can see two obvious areas of low pressure, one off the upper Texas coast, another here off the southeast coast. These are both kind of helping to throw moisture back into the equation and bring rain into the deep south, more so the I-10 corridor now. But as this system kind of meanders, the front lifts back just a little bit further north. This area of low pressure gets kicked eventually out to the north and east. We're going to see a greater rain chance move into North Georgia and Metro Atlanta included. Now today, still a nice day, but more clouds are certainly around. Probably already noticing the difference up in the sky. You can certainly see a bit of a difference today. Temperatures outside responding to just a little bit less sunlight than what we had this time yesterday. So while we began warmer than yesterday morning, this morning, with the temperature the majority of, the morning newscast was at around 70 degrees in Atlanta. We've only warmed a few degrees since then, still 73 at 11:35. Keep in mind this number came in about 35 minutes ago, but still not a big warm up from 7 o'clock this morning. That's a period of 3 hours or so, 3 to 4 hours. 73 in LaGrange, 70 in LJ, 72 up in Helen as well. So certainly clouds are helping to kind of dampen the warm-up, so to speak, keep us a little bit on the cooler side and kind of keeping the real rebound in temperature this afternoon at bay. And while we're talking about clouds, I really don't have much in the way of rain around North Georgia this morning, now almost afternoon. This is a look at first alert radar. You can see a couple little returns here, or blips of green, we'll just call them. One up in Rabun County, Clay County, North Carolina. These are really just sprinkles. May not even be reaching the ground, but if you're watching from Dillard, more so north of Clayton, north of Lake Rabun, north of Lake Burton, little showers moving through at most, and those are probably just sprinkles. Clouds over Atlanta, but no rain falling, and I don't think that what you're seeing here is actually reaching the ground in Hall County, Clark and Oconee counties, extreme northern Gwinnett County, Banks County. I don't think that this is actually rain, but radar is able to, that beam is thousands of feet up in the air, and it's detecting moisture up in those clouds, little droplets up in those clouds that most likely are kind of drying up, literally, as they fall from the cloud on the way to the ground. Another area we could be seeing some actual light rain, but I do mean very, very light, would be south of Madison, moving towards Greene County. Going to cross over Lake Oconee here pretty quickly. Not a big impact with this. This is not a huge issue. Probably won't even notice it moving through. Nonetheless, moving pretty quickly off to the east, could be into the Thurston community by 12:05, Greensboro by 12:10, and it could even be there a little earlier than that. These are moving through. They're light and they're moving quickly, so not much accumulation with these sprinkles and these few very light rain showers that we have moving through North Georgia and metro Atlanta, especially south of the metro, and then also north of the metro on up in the mountains of far North Georgia. Moving through Lamar County, portions of Upson County, into Forsyth County, Barnesville area, back towards Woodbury. A little bit of rain, more so just sprinkles and very, very light rain. Again, not a big impact to your day whatsoever. That's why today's not a first alert weather day. That's why that rain chance is low, and why we still expect temperatures to rebound back into the low to mid 80s this afternoon. Mid 80s more so for Eatonton and Putnam County, 83 for the city of Atlanta. Of course, our official high temperature at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, 83, LaGrange. Warm spot, though, Rome. Even though there's clouds, you'll be warmer than just about everyone else at 86. Look at Helen, though. With thicker clouds, a couple showers moving through, 75 in Helen. That's as warm as it gets today. Average high temperature in Atlanta is 86. We're going lower 80s. Average high temperature for Helen is about 82, 83 or so. So you, too, will be cooler than average as we go through the afternoon. And I think that, good news, with rain being held at bay, the forecast this evening for the all-important, Thursday drive home, maybe not as important as that Friday evening commute home. Maybe you have a 3-day weekend, though. That'd be nice, right? Not going to be bad at all. Lots of clouds, yes. Temperatures rebounding back into the lower 80s for most of metro Atlanta. But your rain chance is only about 20%. We're talking sprinkles, very spotty light rain showers, not a first alert weather day, and even more importantly, just not a significant impact to your day and to your plants. That begins to change, though, as we get into tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to be pulling up a forecast radar. Basically, this is what a computer thinks radar will look like on through the rest of the day and into tomorrow. Now, computers aren't always right, of course, but this particular model has done a decent job thus far. But we're going to say, hey, watch this, not with thinking that it's going to be absolutely 100% correct, but just know that it's a good guideline for how tomorrow will play out. Starting with the forecast model this evening, 10 p.m., we have the clouds, but not much rain. Mostly dry evening. I would say comfortable, light breeze. Temperatures back in the 70s pretty quickly after sunset. Wee hours of tomorrow morning, look south and west. Again, we were showing you where all that rain was along the I-10 corridor, the upper Texas coast, Louisiana coastline, and then off the southeast coast. That moisture gradually building back in to further inland areas, including North Georgia, as we get into the day tomorrow. I do think it'll take some time, though. If you're watching from up in Rabun County or Lake Lanier, Hall County, Gainesville, probably still dry at 8 a.m. But if you're watching from Troup County, if you're watching from Randolph County in Alabama, I think by 6, 7, 8 a.m., possibly even before sunrise there, far southwestern areas, could wake up to a little bit of light rain falling. And that rain, while initially very, very light, will expand on through the day. So if you have Friday lunch plans, it could just be sprinkles, but I think sprinkles, light rain, are pretty likely for the metro. So make sure you get that indoor table with the chance of rain increasing as we get into the day tomorrow, especially tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. That is when the wettest of the weather is expected across North Georgia and metro Atlanta. Again, taking you beyond noon. Watch what happens as we get into 3, 4 p.m. Steadier rain, the darker greens, the yellows, that's steadier rain. Still not torrential, but we'll call it steady, making puddles, wetting our roadways. That sort of rain will really start to build in, especially south side of metro Atlanta as we get into the late afternoon and the early evening. One more thing to note here, though, is that as rain shifts off to the north, as it tries to build up into Clark County, as it tries to build up into Floyd County, Gilmer County, Pickens County, and Rabun County, and Clay County, North Carolina, as it tries to build up there, there's going to be some dry air that it has to overcome. And what I mean by that is between the clouds, where they are, thousands of feet above our heads, and where we are down at the surface going about our Friday, there's dry enough air to allow some of those raindrops to evaporate. They just won't make it all the way down to the pavement. They won't make it all the way to the ground. So if you live far north metro and up into the mountains, could be mainly just clouds and some sprinkles. Whereas if you live south of the city of Atlanta, south metro in particular, south of I-20, steady rain could begin late morning, definitely by early afternoon, and persist on through early evening. And it could linger decently late into the evening. When I say through early evening, I mean, past 9 p.m., past 10 p.m. as we approach midnight. There's still going to be some rain around. Again, mainly south of I-20, but showers around as we get into the wee hours of Saturday morning. Now we're dropping the first alert weather day for Saturday proper. Daytime hours, you're out and about, we're drying up. But if you have early Saturday plans, or maybe you work early Saturday morning, or you try to get your runs done super early, overachiever there on Saturday and Sunday morning, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, the chance of rain is there in the forecast. Saturday, good news, though, as we get deeper into the morning and then especially the midday hours. Look how rain just quickly shifts off to the east. In fact, rain becomes clouds, clouds become sunshine, with much drier, much more pleasant weather building back into the first alert forecast. In fact, we're talking borderline unseasonably cool temperatures on the way as we get into the weekend of next week, maybe 3 to 5, 6 degrees cooler than we should be for this time of year. Nothing record-breaking or anything like that, but there is a certain system that moves through. This is not a forecast where every day has a rain chance, slight rain chance today, storm chance or rain chance with a little bit of a thunder chance, peaks tomorrow, and then it dwindles Saturday. And beyond that, much drier, cooler, sunnier, more brilliant weather is back in the first alert forecast across not just the city of Atlanta, all of North Georgia, much of Middle Georgia. If you're headed down to the coast this weekend, they may still be dealing with some clouds and some showers, but anywhere up here, certainly a vast improvement is on the way. And on that note, want to remind you that First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez is live here in only about 16, 15 or so minutes on Atlanta News First. You can stream it anywhere. Stream her forecast anywhere you're watching this stream right now. You can flip on the TV, of course, open up the First Alert Weather app, view it at atlantanewsfirst.com. She'll walk you through that complete 7-day forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Any new data coming in, and we're still starting to get some of our early afternoon data. You can catch her forecast there. Again, First Alert Meteorologist, Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez will walk you into next week. A closer look at how long the nice weather sticks around, how cool the mornings may get in your neighborhood. That coming up here in just about 15 minutes on Atlanta News First at noon. Go out and enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy it. Sunshine today. Rain is back tomorrow. A first alert weather day. Have the umbrella and stay tuned to the forecast.